All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the composition part. And really, one of the things you want to look at first is we sort of focused on this or started out with this organization. And so, what you really need to do for this guy is to get the things in order that you need. So, for example, in this one, there's 3 stills as represented by these, there's a couple of panoramas, and there's a video. And so, if we go down here are those sort of in real life, the stills, and then the video. And so what you should do is really sort of get your ducks in order. So what I mean by that is if you come in and let's take a look at this file folder, um, go ahead and have, some organization. So like here's stills that I might use, and here are the panoramas that I might use, and I have them divided up into stereo and mono because one program uses different types. So the mono is single and the stereo is the doubles. And then I also have obviously my videos here, have some audio up here. So I also have some other folders in here organizing things, but you really should go in and have a good organization for what you're doing. Also, one trick that I always use is I have an archive folder that I'll place even within these folders. So if I have a new version, it will be in the root folder. And then if you have an archive folder here, you can just, if you don't want to delete the things that are old, like you want to keep them, you might use them later, you can just pull them into the archive so that your root folder stays clean and you don't get confused about what you're working on. So, so basically what I'm going to do now is sort of go over compositing or making a composition of these sort of products. So you have a couple of panoramas and then some stills and a video in Lapentor. And we'll look at it again in Round Me too, although we've sort of already worked on that. All right, so I also wanted to tell you, and I forgot, that if you're going to use Lapentor, they take mono form panoramas. So if you have stereos, like Round Me took stereos, you're going to need to clip them in half and save them as a JPEG or as a half the size of these. So basically, if I were to open up this guy, right, what you're going to do is you're going to come in and just go to image and canvas size, and you're going to justify it to the top or the bottom because they're both the same image, right? You can see that it's just a left and a right, but I'll just justify it to the top, and then you're just going to split this in half. So if I go 2048 and then click OK, right, and proceed, it'll clip that, and then you can just go to File, Save As, and I would just come in and put a mono on it, right, and update that, right. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it, but that would be the process, and you would use these mono ones for Lapentor and the stereos for Round Me. Okay, and save it as a JPEG.